Well, the general strike called by Cosatu and backed by the South African Communist Party has come and gone. Now, general strikes are supposed to, well, bring to a halt everything in a country. So if that was the intention, it certainly was not achieved. But nonetheless, it did reveal that Cosatu, in particular, backed by the Communist Party, certainly has considerable support within backers, supporters of the ANC, and a great organizational ability. Unfortunately, however, I think this was seen widely and correctly as part of the ongoing factional battles within the ANC, the leadership battles, which will be resolved one way or the other, I suppose, in December at the elective conference. You know, it's said that a week is a long time in politics. 2.5 months is an age. Anything could happen. But I wasn't that concerned, actually, about that incident. I was really more focused on the press conference that was called on Tuesday by the Minister of Finance, Malusi Gigaba, ostensibly to allay fears about rumours that the government was about to raid state pension funds in order to prop up the mismanaged and collapsing state-owned enterprises, the SOEs. What he said, and what others there said, including Dan Majila, the CEO of the Public Investment Corporation, PIC, certainly did not allay those fears because, you see, there's much to read between the lines of what was said. It was mentioned, for example, that there were ongoing discussions between government, SOEs, and the PIC. Also that there had been approaches by the barely airborne South African Airways to the PIC, ostensibly, I suppose, for a bailout, although Dan Majila said that was not on the cards. There had also been a lot of concern expressed within the union movement about the existence of Sifiso Buthelezi, a man who faces a slew of allegations about tender irregularities when he was the head of the Passenger Rail Transport Agency, PRASA. He was appointed as the Deputy Minister of Finance in that controversial cabinet reshuffle back in March, and 6 weeks later was appointed chair of the PIC. But, you know, this whole business of concentrating on names, on PIC and government, ignores two vital elements, I think. One is the clients of the Public Investment Corporation, the PIC. This is an administrative body which has clients. And the other aspect is what overhangs everything, and that is junk status and what it actually means in terms of interest rates. The largest fund that the PIC handles is the Government Employee Pension Fund, the GEPF. It probably, the 1.2 million roughly, more than 406,000 pensioners actually own perhaps 1.6 trillion. That's 1,000 billion rand of the 1.9 trillion, I beg your pardon, that the PIC actually administers. Now, the GEPF are the ultimate controllers of that money, and they give a mandate to the PIC. And on the GEPF trustee board sit members of the trade union movement. In fact, workers are represented equally with employers, the government that is. So therefore, in theory at least, nothing could be pillaged from the GEPF without at least the acquiescence of the trade union movement. So the whole issue really is much more complex and nuanced than it seems at first sight. Now, I hope to explain some of this in my Inside Labour column, which this week you'll access on Saturday rather than Friday because of the general strike call which we had to cover, and which will appear, a version of which will appear in the City Press business section on Sunday. I'll also deal, I think, with how it may be possible for the state, faced with junk status reality of interest rates, to persuade, in the national interest, the GEPF and its members and the PIC in the national interest to perhaps provide some needed funding. Anyway, that's what I shall concentrate on, and you can access this column on this platform, Fin24, tomorrow, Saturday, and the version, as I said, will be in the City Press on Sunday. In the meantime, over to you, comments, criticisms, etc., as always, to editor@fin24.com. editor@fin24.com. And for this week, that's all from me. Cheers.